Happy Monday, everybody. Can we talk for a few minutes? I'm sitting here doing what I do, keeping my mind and my hands occupied because, it's true what they say, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. So I keep my mind occupied by reading. That's one of the things I do, or creating something. And if I'm not doing that, singing these days. A lot of stuff I'll never post because that's not what it's for. I don't get hung up on whether someone likes something that I do or not. I do what brings healing to me. And what I've found is that when something actually touches me, it usually touches someone else. There's someone else going through something similar. But a quick review of what's been going on with me lately. I am protecting my peace. And if it means that I have to move back and separate from a situation, that's what I'm going to do. Because for most of my life, I have always put others first. A lot of times to my own detriment. Now, that's still a hard habit for me to break. But these days, I'm actually looking out for me. And honestly, if I get an impression, they say first impressions are lasting ones. That really is true. Usually I get along with just about everybody. And if a person has an issue with me, it's not me. It's usually them. Everyone has a clean slate with me. But in this process of protecting my peace, it has made me become more observant to my outside surroundings. Like, let's use an example of packaging. A few years back, and I really can't pinpoint exactly when this happened, all I know is it happened. I purchased some yarn in bulk because I had an idea in mind of something I wanted to create, something that was unique. It was for one of my great nephews because my niece had a little boy. Child, that blanket is still here. We can never coordinate our schedules, but I made it big enough that once he starts preschool or whatever, it can be used as a blanket for his cubby. Because the blanket itself is almost as long as I am tall. So he could use it for a while, or he could put it on his bed. Either way, it has a use. And since he's no longer a baby, I made the right decision. Anyway, along with that, like I said, I purchased some yarn in bulk. I purchased bulk 1 pound bags of ivory and royal blue. Well, needless to say, as I get to the bottom of it, because I've made several things since then, I'm sitting here crocheting today, and I realized too late to make a return because it's been years I've had this stuff, and it's just been sitting here because I used to work from home. And my time during the day, at least 9 hours per day, was dedicated to my good government job that I'll be retiring from at the end of the year. At any rate, it's funny. Like I said, I had something for years and thought everything was fine. Only to realize when it got right down to it, I had 2 separate things. And people are like that too. You can have folks that you think you know for years. You can confide in them. With me, it has always taken me a while to warm up to people. Especially people that, if the initial interaction was like, ah. But these days, I honestly don't look for the good in people. You either show up good or you're not. And if I get an impression that there's something with you that just vexes my spirit, I'm going to just stay right where God left you, out of my presence. So, and just be careful. Because everything and everyone that presents itself as good is not. They wait for an opportunity to hurt you either physically, financially, or spiritually. Be very, very protective of your inner circle, of those that you allow access to you. I mean, we're living at a time where people will off their parents, brothers, and sisters for like $5, $10. It's crazy. But it is what it is. These are the times that we're living in. And because this was just on me like this, I can't be the only one. If it is not working, if you have a relationship that is outside your family circle or outside of your marriage, a platonic relationship, you could be friends for years. Honey, everything has an expiration date. Cut that mess off and protect your peace and move on. I love saying I'll just let you be great. I say it a lot because we are all made in the image of God. And see, whatever God promised, whatever he says, any gift he has is good. It just might not be the right fit for you. That person might not be your assignment, or they were your assignment, but assignments end. And you have to thank God for that. You can't dwell. You can't become sad, because it is what it is. One thing I've learned about God in my almost 62 years on this planet is before he allows you to get hurt or anything that could like damage you mentally or whatever, he always warns. He gives signs. Or you start to notice stuff that you just can't shake. You can try to pray it away, and it's meant for you to see. It's not always meant for you to say something. Usually when I see stuff, I pray for the person. Because, I have a tendency to be melancholy, or to some people it might appear to be negative, but it's not. I've been yet to be wrong about a person. And usually I find that when I get hurt the most, it's for signs that I've overlooked or go against my better judgment. Remember this if you don't remember anything else at this over 7-minute video at this point. Everybody on the front row is not a fan. And everybody close is not a friend. Protect your peace at all costs. You're needed here. And if you get distracted, caught up in other people's problems and mess, it delays the assignment. You could be the lifesaver that someone actually needs, but you don't get there in time because you're bound up in foolishness. You got my 8 minutes. Have a good Monday. God bless.